Hello, we are here with...
Mr. Jeff.
So, Mr. Jeff, what kind of video games do you play?
Intelligent ones, might I ask.
What type of intelligence ones? Would you consider them like
I
online?
find no home games intelligent whatsoever.
How so?
Because it's all point and shoot. It's all first person.
Are you talking
shooter.
about the World of Warcraft where you walk around and you go beat things up and you level up? Or are you talking about
in general
Counter-Strike where you're going around shooting opponents in a map? And
well, basically where you're setting up bowling pins and knocking them down.
Oh, so you're talking about World of Warcraft mentality.
Well, that's pretty much it.
Where you beat up things smaller than you, level up.
You know, knock the pins down, they reset, you bowl again. Repeat.
So you're not really that impressed with the whole video game setting this day and age?
No, not really. I think a lot of them lack a lot of heart.
How do you mean?
Well, in a sense, do you care about it? And a lot of it I don't. Especially for older gamers that came up through the arcade system, where it was more social interaction.
Are you talking about the stand-up arcade where you had to go to a little building to go play?
Well, the stand-up arcade, of course.
So you put your quarter on top.
Because you were down there with friends and associates, you're hanging out, having a good time. You hit the food court, whatever.
So you and the bully were both on the same level,
right,
at that brief moment in time.
Right, in time, in social interaction. Whereas today, I feel that there's too much isolation, with the home gaming.
So you feel that the online world has isolated a lot of players from each other?
Yes, I think they have in certain ways. They still go out and interact with things out of necessity, like eating.
But do you feel that the online headsets where they can taunt each other has added a bigger barrier or less of a barrier?
It's added a much bigger barrier. The whole point is that they're shutting out all outside forms of stimulus.
So basically you're saying the eye-to-eye contact is more important than the verbal.
Right. In this day and age. Well, we're like that. If you think about it, there's less stress in our lives when we control all the options.
When you have to make eye contact with your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to make eye contact with your enemy, it's a whole different
right.
world.
You have to see the person to kill him, so to speak. Whereas before, it's all silhouette shooting. It means nothing.
So, if you had a chance to play them, would you take the opportunity?
No, not particularly. I'm not in an age bracket that's predisposed to that.
Or are you using your age as an excuse of not to try it, or
I'm just,
you just don't feel like it?
You become prejudiced the older that you get, where you've gone through too many...
You're set in your ways is a correct term.
Yes. Well, that's being a curmudgeon.
That's true, but we're not going to deal into that because that's not what we're...
Well, that's another form of social isolation, too, if you think about it.
So you think that the hermit curmudgeon effect is brought on because of these online laptop-style games?
No, that's just basically getting henpecked to death in life, whether it is through...
management,
through social and management, and home, everything, family, whatever. It's the things that make us want to tune out even more, is because we just don't want to deal with the stress.
But in the online world, we can be somebody important.
Yeah, that's true, or give the illusion that we are.
I can be
important.
a 75th level wizard and travel through time and be a blood elf at the same time and go around killing my enemies.
Rather than be the person that cleans up on aisle 5.
Yeah, because you want to forget about that.
Well, it's the pain of the humiliation that goes with
I was going to say the degrading factor.
Well, especially if you're a rung climber and you've never had a rung to climb in your life and you feel that you've been cheated out of things in life.
And even though you're not the one trying to do it.
Right. But then again, you feel that you still want to have some kind of empowerment in your life whatsoever, whether you're getting laid off from your job or, for about the 5th time you've had to leave some employment just because you just can't stand being there another day.
Do you think parents put a lot of restrictions on games which made a lot of gamers decide to go isolated?
I think it is because in a sense the parents are still a generation that still believes in, working hard and all that, and the world is your oyster, which is not the case in point nowadays, which is why more people are tuning out of this kind of world.
Do you think the restrictions the parents have put on games when the child had the ability to play them freely, and he still had his imagination, desensitized them to the people around him, and the violence they see in the games?
Well, who created the desensitization? Was it society or the media itself?
That's a good call there. Yeah, that's like...
Because that goes kind of hand in hand nowadays.
Because you almost think about it with the media. Remember the beheading in Iraq. Mm-hmm. How many people watched that and had to tune in and go, oh, I must see it. Because
right.
You were one of them people that had to see it.
It's peer pressure in a sense. It's our insatiable curiosity slowing down to see the wreck, so to speak.
Yes, like Two Girls in a Cup is a good example on YouTube about that. And how many people have put clips of it.
Or parodies of it.
Yeah. Or shock value, just
right.
for the sheer shock value of showing
to
someone.
See if it raises an eyebrow. And in this day and age, it takes quite a bit to raise an eyebrow because we've been there, done that so many times.
We've voyeuristically been there, done that. It's more
right.
than actually been there, done
not
that.
in the, how much would we want to tune into it if we could smell the carnage? We would hear all the death screams that's going on. We wouldn't tune in for that very long.
Watch the ice cream scoop dump from the butt would be pretty bad smell.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, it's a whole different thing. When you've had to live through a very traumatic experience, you just can't associate it with the video image.
So do you think that video games have made people want to go less outside, more outside, or somewhere else, or just stay in front of their thing? A need?
I think it's a form of not only social, but it's economic isolation. A lot of people are doing what their money can get them as far as entertainment.
Online can't get them there neither, especially when, like, let's say World of Warcraft, it costs you, I think, like $30 to start up, $15 a month.
Yeah. But it's unlimited after that, isn't it?
Nope, monthly.
Okay. Well, then that's between those who have and those who don't.
And Guild Wars is, I think, $15 to start up, and it's free from there on out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that, like, let's say World of Warcraft, are they capitalizing on addiction?
Yes, very much so. And that's why you'll see more and more editions of this coming out.
Like
because
the one that
they
just
know
came
it's a
out.
built-in audience.
They actually had one that come out last week.
Yeah. See, the junkie needs his junk.
$75 out of their pocket.
Keeps America rolling strong.
Or Bill Gates.
Well, I don't know how much Bill Gates has in all this, but he probably gets a pretty little penny out of it.
Well, they have to make it Vista free, so Vista can run it. So Bill Gates got to get a little bit for the patch for Vista to run it.
Well, it's like Windows 98, it will pass.
No, it won't pass. We're still stuck on, remember Windows, the last version of Windows didn't work as well as Vista.
Well, but like I said, everybody has to use it, whether it's in commerce or in business. It's all there.
So how many of your friends actually do play video games at work or you socialize with?
A few. Most of my closest colleagues are children of the home gaming generation. They grew up from the Atari 2600 on until the present time. But their kids are even more isolated with it. If you wanted to punish a child for being, petulant or not doing what he's supposed to do, you don't take away his allowance or restrict him or anything. You take away his video games. That's where you only get through to him.
Sad part is taking away video games doesn't work like taking away DVD players because they're going to sneak to a friend's house and play.
Right. But unless they're made basically to have home curfews, which kids like that will still find a way to get out.
So, any last words about any of the modern online video gaming that you'd like to share with us before we sign off?
Well, it's like everything else. It's just part of what we're at this generation are going to be a slave to. We are product whores. We want the next level. We want the next comfort. We want to be cool, happening, and all this. And for some reason, social isolation is cool now.
But online isolation, you can still be hip and cool.
Right. Well, as long as it's the video image that you're trying to show of everybody. Hey, I'm not a 3-time loser. I am somebody important.
Which goes back to Facebook and MySpace. You can be a 3-time loser and be a success online.
Right.
But we'll stop here because that's a topic for another day. So we're signing off here. So thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Signing out.